That's what I do. I call the
Honolua.
Call him.
Mele, what do you think of this, the big progression of timeshares as opposed to how's that going to affect our economy if everything's turning timeshare as opposed to the regular hotel industry? I mean, maybe that's not your forte, but I'm just curious of what you think of the timeshare situation, and do you think that, well, what is your opinion of that?
You know, with the hotels, they provide a lot of jobs, yeah, for our people.
Yeah.
And I think with timeshares, it'll minimize some of that jobs. It just depends who you talk to, and I think that's a question for like the unions that represent the hotel workers. I mean, and the people that live here that are affected. I think if anything, our economics for the everyday person, I think they're going to lose out. Yeah.
My other question is, as the people come and invest in the distressed agricultural land, instead of figuring out something to make it as a working agricultural system, they seem to feel they can change the zoning and make a bundle of money on this deal that they get the ag land cheap, and then there's no more ag land involved, and we lose all this beautiful land into the sprawl of this development. And you're seeing it in Hana big time too. But you know, I like to see like subsidized, like when America's farming industry was in trouble, the government subsidizes the farms. I can't see why we can't keep our farm and our ag business something going besides more McMansions, you know. What do you think?
You know, at the legislature, there's huge talks about ag lands because Capital State, they're selling all their ag lands. What does that mean for those communities that were pineapple and so forth? I know when big landowners buy ag lands, get it at a good deal, they turn around, you know. That was one of the reasons why I ran for county council, because it's the county council that makes the decision on whether or not they get their change in zoning, you know. Right now, there's a lot of discussion on how we're going to keep ag lands ag, but also the classification of the ag lands, because there are some ag lands that you cannot even farm, you know, like the ridges, where like part of up in Laniopoko, there's places where you can't farm. So there's different classifications, and I know that the legislature is looking at that. It's not an easy topic or easy subject, but there are many who are concerned because we won't have any ag lands in the future, and looking to how do we preserve that, but also what do we do with that? Because along those lines, you have to look at the water situation too. For me, I'm looking at food production. Of course, importing is cheaper, right? But again, I'm coming from this aspect of if we ever get cut off from the global world, how are we going to sustain ourselves, right? So with ag lands, you also got to look at water, because without water, you can't do anything. I can only speak from my district, and I know in Molokai, I work a lot with the farmers there, and they have their Molokai irrigation system. And they're fighting just to keep their agricultural way of life, and it provides the most jobs on the island, but it provides food as well, you know. So it's a hard topic, and every community is different, but it's something that the legislature is looking at right now.
So, as a kid, I remember every stream on the way to Hana ran, and now none. There's no water in any. Have you got any water running yet? I know you're working hard on it, but when can we turn? I mean, this place is a wet land, a wet island. When can we turn the faucet back on and make it beautiful again?
We gotta get more people like you to get more involved with people like me and others to fight your cause. It's a political will too.
How about a self-sufficient Maui?
That sounds good. What does that
I
mean?
gotta, well, I've got another, about the water. When you go to the tax map, when you want to buy land, you can go to the tax map office and if you want to buy a piece of property for someone, you find out the owner's name. You go write them a letter and see if they want to sell some land. but the public has open access to the real estate. In the terms of the water, is there any public access? Because I know that Amtrak or GMP or Pioneer, Amtrak owned Pioneer Mill, they stated in their newspaper clipping that Lahaina always had a water problem. So you know that they know what's going on. And you know that somebody's running the water up there and it's going somewhere. Is there any way that they can, without legally making them show us, to have them show the public what's actually being done? Just like the tax map office, see, when you want to go find out stuff about real estate, find out stuff about what's being done, where it's going, what's really going on up there. And if they shouldn't have anything to hide, see what I'm saying?
You want to know how much water they use,
Well,
right?
just
companies.
let the public know what's really going on, whoever does.
I have
Because
to find out if the county has a place like that. I don't remember when I worked for
I
the
used to go
county.
big hunting, and we went up to the tunnels up there, and so, since the turn of the century, it's, the big pipes and aqueducts, it's going somewhere. And all the pineapples right there, I mean, it's common sense. You know the tunnels above the pineapple. You been up there?
Up this side?
This side.
No.
The law. So how do we go about getting that worked on?
Are you talking about the fast track, the 201G?
I believe
It's
it
different
could,
processes, that's why.
yeah.
You're talking about the fast track?
This is ag land subdivisions do not have to have a public hearing before they can subdivide.
I don't know about that, but I think you're talking about the 201G process where the applicant can go submit their application. The council votes on it as is. They can make recommendations, but they can't change it. And when they take a vote, it's either yes or no. I can tell you that this session, working with Councilmember Danny Mateo, he asked for the review time, because right now it's 45 days, and he asked me to change the law to make it 90 days to give them more time to review the project instead of feeling rushed through it. And that failed because I didn't have the support of our Big Island senator when we were in conference. So if that's, I don't know anything about that because they should have hearings, and usually it's at the county council where you can testify.
The council says that it's a legislature that makes the law, and right now.
Right, so that's the 201G.
Yeah, is that the
It's the fast track.
fast track?
So you're requesting that they have hearings in the area that the development is happening.
Right.
I can look at that. I will take a look at the law.
Thank you.
Because like Lani and Poco, they didn't have a public hearing because that was considered an ag subdivision, but instead of growing agriculture, they're growing like houses.
Okay.
Thank you very much. We're gonna let you.
Okay, so you guys made me sweat.
Thanks everybody